Alright, so this is episode 2 from Fire to Blood. Couple things have happened since the last one. One, there was an interrupted transmission that was FERO saying things that are happening, which make things interesting. And two, apparently Master Chief is dead. But we all know that's probably only propaganda, so let's see what this one has to say for itself.
As we made our way towards Conrad's Point, my head was still spinning. The raid at the camp, seeing Ben, the intel about these events, it was almost too much to handle.
You're gonna convert.
But something about it felt familiar, too.
Familiar?
I thought back to when I was monitoring Mashak Maradi.
Mashak?
Right before he was going to expose me to Ben, he had been on to something. The chatter about the anomalies in deep space, and then just a few weeks later, Ari relays his own warnings to Oni HQ? Could they be connected?
Probably.
With so many skeletons in Oni's closet, it was just a matter of time before some of them found their way out.
Maya,
oh yeah,
you need to focus.
I was
Hi,
so
BB.
lost in thought that I didn't realize we were coming up on Conrad's Point.
A world gone dark is a scary question hanging in space. You need to be present and ready. There could be anything beneath those clouds, and I prefer not to die today.
This operation was rife
You
with
wouldn't
uncertainty.
die.
We were approaching Conrad's Point, a world in chaos.
This is probably a tiny little portion of BB. Like, a tiny little portion. He's not gonna die. He has experience with that. If you've read the Kilo 5 trilogy, you know.
Chaos controlled by militant NCA rebels. My only link to them was a fellow agent, Ari Resnick. But he'd gone dark weeks ago, and now this whole planet was dark because of a catastrophic seismic event.
The Guardian.
All that uncertainty should have been terrifying. It should have felt immediate and sharp, but somehow it
Distant?
didn't. It seemed far away, surreal.
I was right.
I needed to pull it together.
Someone down there is using an analog transponder.
What?
Look, extreme caution, ping on final approach. Friendly pings get new coordinates.
Ari.
Looks like Captain Resnick may be alive after all.
It had to be him. Ari Resnick was one of the most resourceful people I'd ever known. A gifted mediator, an eccentric tinkerer.
You thought he'd be
and
dead?
A good friend. As an agent, he orchestrated complex social ecosystems with impeccable technical precision. But ironically, when it came to actual tech, he was more of an artist. Finding a way to send a signal from a dead world? Risking his neck to warn others? That was Ari. I'm shutting down for dead dive.
The question is, are these cautionary measures in response to human or non-human threats?
Well, we'll know soon enough.
Non-human.
Freefall was rough, to say the least. But I held down my lunch, opened the drag as late as possible, and then quietly brought the transporter down in a well-hidden, jagged ravine. I may have had no idea what we were walking into, but I was making damn sure we had a way to get back out.
What a heinous, depressing rock. It's really no wonder these people are so angry. They make camp on waste worlds. I mean, I'd be quite angry myself.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're here for leisure. On the remote fringes...
That's so geez, BB, that's pretty dark. I mean, I know you're against them, but Jesus.
A planet like Conrad is the perfect hideout for the NCA. They take over abandoned mining facilities and establish military training grounds. Life out here, it isn't for the faint of heart.
This region is lovely. Just lovely. All the rocks.
This is it. Nobody's here.
Why don't you try the vantage point up there? On that rock.
I came up the ridge and the sun suddenly crested into view.
That's why I like
shielded
BB.
my eyes and finally saw the wider landscape. Behind us and to the sides it was all jutting rocks, but then the ridge dropped off, sloping gradually into a much smoother section. I squinted into the light, barely making out the silhouettes of massive industrial structures in the distance. I don't like this. We're exposed up here. I looked out again and realized what was off about the area beyond the ridge. Oh my god. It was a crater. A
Guardian.
vast hole. Like someone had just torn out a massive section of the planet's surface.
It's absolutely a Guardian.
I hadn't seen it because the size of it was impossible. I was so in awe, I didn't even hear him sneak up on me.
Listen carefully and do exactly what I say.
I turned around and saw Ari, pointing a gun at me. Ari, what are you...
Stop talking. Put your hands up. Don't move. Don't talk. They may be watching. You just showed up here and I don't know you. I'm pointing my gun and that scares you. Now give me the bag.
Ari yanked the bag from me and rifled through it with one hand. I played along. I assure you...
So, if they can see you, why can't they hear you as well? You just gave away yourself. I guess not, because otherwise he wouldn't have said it, but come
There's
on.
nothing threatening in there.
I see that, so I'm becoming less aggressive. I'm assuming you're here because of the event.
Yes.
I'm giving you back your bag. We're getting over our misunderstanding. I'm asking who you are.
I'm the rebel leader, FERO.
I've heard of you. The situation is starting to relax.
I like this
Were you here when
guy.
it happened?
No, we came right after. I'm lowering the gun because I realize we're on the same side.
Well, now that all of that ceremony
Damn.
posturing is out of the way, can we get on with the mission at hand?
A smart AI?
Yeah.
The name is Black Fox.
Fuck yeah.
Your reputation precedes you, Captain.
It's good to see you, Ari. They were afraid you were dead.
Yeah, and what do you think?
My faith never wavered.
So are you the entire brigade?
Just me and Black Box.
Yep.
Here to find out what the NCA knows, or has, and report back to HQ.
Well, I don't have a lot. We were close by when the colony was hit, but by the time we got here, it was all over. All I know is it caused major seismic damage, fried every piece of tech on the planet, and left behind that hole.
So I didn't think this was going to have anything to do with the commercial that announced Chief dead, but I'm reading this description here. Colonies mourn the death of a hero. Maybe? But then as I reread it, I realized it's probably like quote-unquote FERO dying or something. Someone not related to Chief.
Half-mile wide. Lancier's got the site blocked off now. Only a select few have been allowed in. Ilsa's planning her next move.
Ilsa? Ilsa Zane is here?
Holy
she was
shit!
You didn't know? Well, it was in my last message before I went dark.
No,
Damn. They really sent you in here blind.
Fucking Oni, man. And if you don't know, Isla, the one they're talking about, is a character from, I believe it's from the graphic novel introducing us to Palmer. She was I think she was a Spartan 4 dropout who was ejected into space but picked up. So I'm pretty sure that's who it is, and that's very interesting.
Or they don't know. After she attacked the Infinity, Ilsa was picked up by
Yep,
some
that's
NCA
her.
loyalists. She's been running roughshod over this faction ever since, executing anyone she sees as a problem.
Ilsa Zane was a walking science experiment gone wrong. At
And a
one point, she'd
sociopath.
been slated for the Spartan program, an attempt at building the ultimate unarmored killing machine, but she snapped. After defecting to the NCA, she was quickly indoctrinated and promoted to Admiral Drake's attack dog.
Then, when the colony was hit by the event, she brought us all here. The bloodletting seems to be over now, but
So she
everyone's
knows something?
still on edge, unable to use comms, unable to leave.
But why haven't you escaped?
Well, I've certainly thought about it, but I can't. I'm trying to keep a lid on things here. They've got enough thermonukes in the armory to flatten the whole system, and Ilsa's been setting the table for total war against the UNSC. I'm
ain't
hopeful
good.
I can steer things back from the edge, get her finger off the nukes until Oni can take her out.
I should send a sit rep to Noah before we go in.
Don't.
Hold that thought, Maya. We've got movement on the perimeter, several guards heading this way.
Quickly, brief me. You were abducted by Oni. What happened?
I escaped custody and hijacked a prisoner transport. They were questioning me about the colony attacks. I was worried, so after I broke out, I came here.
That's the best they could do? Lucky prison break?
Yep.
We'll have to make it work. Ilsa's been pulling rebels in from all over, so we say you're just another fighter joining the party. Now lay low in there. It won't take a blown cover to set Ilsa off. She'll kill you if she thinks you're dead weight. And keep the AI quiet unless you want to lose him.
I am but a lapel pin.
Found another one,
What are
boys.
you doing outside the perimeter, Ari?
It's called a perimeter check, Raj. And it worked.
The crew was heavily armed and looked severely sleep-deprived. Ilsa seemed to have them on a hair trigger. It was tense, but Ari worked his magic, cracked a few smiles, and I was suddenly being escorted into the encampment as a guest of the NCA. There were hundreds of rebels with dozens of affiliations packed inside the dilapidated refinery, drinking and shouting, almost maniacally festive. It was a party, but it all felt slightly unhinged. What's the occasion?
That's a good question. It's been silent as the grave in here until late last night.
So basically, she's like getting a bunch of insane, mentally not there people to fight for her. That sounds about right. Oh, come on, just play.
Her guys broke out the Colonel's old cases of whiskey and told everyone it was a celebration. Everyone's been wound pretty tight.
I can
Why?
see that.
What are they celebrating?
Grab a drink. I'm gonna make the rounds, see what I can find out.
As I laid low, I looked around hoping to spot any familiar faces. But I didn't see a sympathetic resistance. These weren't my people. I saw bloodlust. Groups responsible for attacks on civilians.
These aren't the people
Half the
Pharaoh's
people here
fighting
were
for.
mercenaries. No one seemed to stand for anything except vengeance.
They aren't
From
the good
fire
guys
to
in the
blood.
resistance.
Any banner you want to fly to justify crushing skulls. This was the opposite of everything I had fought for as Pharaoh. I was hoping Ari would hurry up.
That's
I heard a
Isla for
familiar
you.
Voice.
Pharaoh!
Bostwick? Oh my
You're
god!
alive! Yeah, I knew it. I knew they wouldn't get you. When you got taken, everyone scattered. Everyone thought you were dead, but not me. I knew you wouldn't let Ani take you.
Bostwick had
Ani?
been drinking. A lot.
She's
A
drunk.
5'0"
Yeah.
rebel girl who probably weighed 100 pounds wet stood out in a group like this as is. But a drunk one was bound to attract unwanted attention.
Bostwick, what are you doing here?
I joined after the scatter. Half of our group was killed. Rumors were spreading like wildfire.
And what? The NCA offered you protection?
I don't know if I'd put it that way. I'd say they needed protection from me.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. My bad, I'm just playing.
When I first found her, she was an angry 17-year-old. Just lost her parents in a UNSC incident on Deacom. They operated a little convenience stand on the outskirts of a military base. Some troopers were drunk, tossing around plasma grenades they seized from a Covenant supply ship.
That's not good.
One went awry. The troopers just got a slap on the wrist.
Of course.
Bostwick got a form letter apology. She coped by getting aggressive, assembling a small group of fellow outer colony kids orphaned by the
She gonna
UNSC.
snap.
They mostly just engaged in petty theft, but by the time Bostwick and I crossed paths, she was turning her sights to a more violent course. So I took her under my wing. She was dedicated, a fast learner. I'd gotten her to start directing her anger towards positive change, but she still had a lot of growing up to do.
What do they have you doing?
And perimeter checks mostly, around the north end. They got me protecting some operation on the whole. Bunch of scientists going in and out, taking readings.
Readings? Okay, what can you tell me about...
Maya.
BB, I told you to...
Huh?
I was about to say, don't speak.
Who are you talking
I'm
to?
broadcasting directly into your ear canal.
Sorry, I thought I saw... There's
I
nothing.
transmitted a detailed report back to headquarters. Apparently, Command is authorizing a strike using our current position as coordinates.
Oh, God.
The opportunity to kill Ilse Zane is too great. Time is of the essence. We must go now.
Hurry.
What? You okay, Pharaoh?
Smooth.
Yeah, I'm fine. Come on, we gotta get you out of here.
Okay, let's do it. Wait, where are we going?
They weren't giving me much time to get out before the bombs started dropping. I
Oh,
had to
God.
find an exit. That's when Ari reappeared from
She
the
was
crowd.
live bait.
Take this.
Ari handed me a data chip. He looked unnerved.
What?
I didn't
Listen.
have time to ask questions, though.
We need to leave now.
Ari could see the fire in my eyes. He knew it was serious.
Stick close and walk small.
We made it about halfway to the entrance when the door came rolling down.
They're sealing it up. Stop.
They were closing all the doors. We were trapped. Ari was working out another escape plan when Ilse Zane stepped into the room.
Oh, God.
Seemingly
She knows.
sucking all the air out of
She
it.
knows about the bombs.
The entire facility, packed with rebels, had become suddenly unnervingly quiet. The crowd parted as she crossed the floor. Everyone turned to face her, eyes mostly averted. And then she stopped, 15 feet from where we were standing.
She knows.
Ari carefully slid himself in front of me.
Stay down.
I could just see over Ari's shoulder. Ilse was big. Scary big. I didn't know what the techs had done to her in the Spartan program. It made her stronger for sure, but they'd broken something too.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
a glint in her eye. Something unhinged, something inhuman.
Bitch, be crazy.
This is a celebration,
Of what?
and it should be. We've made a lot of changes in a very short amount of time. When I found you, there was no discipline, no uniformity. Just a bunch of misfits with different allegiances and philosophies. That was a problem of leadership. The Colonel had allowed this legendary faction of the NCA to devolve into a forum for individual interests. You were scattered and slow, and that's a death sentence. I relieved him of his command because bands of misfits don't win wars. Big machines do. Big machines made of lots of little pieces moving with the same purpose. That's what we needed to build here. And it's not easy.
Sure.
Every piece has to have a place, and when a piece doesn't fit, you have to get creative. You cut part of it off, smash it into place so it never pops out again.
Who's she
You do what
referring
you have
to?
when you trim the fat. I'm pleased to say that each and every one of you still with us has found your place. And we have built one hell of a machine. And it's almost time to turn it on. That hole outside represents our entry point into this war. That's why I brought you here to Conrad's Point. The landscape is changing. The UNSC is on their heels because of that hole. And we are going to capitalize on that weakness. We just needed the right moment. Which brings me to my announcement.
She walked around with incredible control of the room. You felt like she could suck the life out of
She was supposed to be a Spartan.
time.
How many of you have lost friends, loved ones at the hands of Spartans?
Okay.
Well, today, we get to put a very big one in the other column.
Baby, what is she talking about?
I'm checking the feeds. Hold on. Oh my.
What?
This can't be.
In the wake of the seismic events that struck here and 4 other colonies, I have verified with numerous sources that our moment has
The
arrived.
Master Chief
Yep.
The Master Chief
Saw that coming.
is dead.
is dead.
The mood shifted. There was some scattered cheering, but is it true? I don't think anyone knew what to do,
I don't know.
what to think.
It's not good, though.
The Master Chief was the greatest hero we had ever known. He had saved humanity from the brink of extinction, defeated the Covenant, and almost single-handedly brought an end to the war. What could possibly have the power to kill the Master Chief?
Yes, that was Navi, but 2, he's not dead, people! Are you that fucking delusional to think that he's actually dead?
The poster boy for the UNSC and the Spartan program was killed in action. That's why we're celebrating.
Details,
That's why this is
please.
a party.
Ari, we need to make a move
This
now.
is the beginning of a
While the crowd was stirring, Ari bit the bullet and started moving towards a side entrance as we followed. We didn't make it far, though.
And that requires expanding our ranks. That's why I'm glad to see we have even more new faces here.
Stop. She knows you're here.
Well, yeah, but you're FERO, so
Even
it shouldn't be a
today,
problem.
I hear we got a new shipment of fresh meat. I don't know you, soldier.
She was calling me out.
My name is FERO.
I know that name. You've been making a lot of noise recently, haven't you?
A little too much, perhaps.
You talk about transitioning us out of military conflict, is that right? Build up economic power?
I think it's a viable option if
Look around. There's a reason these people are following me. There's a reason they scream
Because they're
from fire
insane.
to blood.
That's why. They're
You're
insane.
naive. Your dreams for tomorrow make us look weak. So what exactly can you offer our movement? Words and...
To be fair, that is the idea, is to make them weak so the UNSC can take care of them and not have to deal with them at all. So I guess, in a way, she's
speeches?
right.
Negotiation? We are done with those.
Ilsa, she's got a strong logistical background. Maybe she could help us there.
Ilsa didn't speak for a moment. Her eyes were locked on me. But then she relaxed and the tension finally broke.
I think you're right, Ari. We need some creative thinking on maintaining supply chains here. FERO could be very useful in that capacity. That's what I'm talking about. Making pieces fit. As a leader, you have to know which pieces can be repurposed and which ones are just trash.
No.
Oh no.
It happened just like that. Ilsa didn't even look. She just raised her arm and fired. A single shot at point-blank range, and he crumpled to the floor. Ilsa Zane had just blown Ari's brains out.
Now, I'm hoping this is news to all of you here, but our good friend Ari, as it turns out, was a mole. He was working for Oni.
She just killed him like he was nothing. I knew he was gone, but I wanted to go to his side and try to help somehow.
Can't do
But
that.
I couldn't move. I couldn't think.
It's a good thing she'd kill you
Ilsa
too.
kept speaking.
He was a treacherous little traitor, and that's not a piece you can make fit.
Everything was spinning. I was trying to figure out my next move. I spotted Bostwick lurking at the ready in my peripheral when Ilsa pointed her gun right at me.
Now, where were we? That's right. Arya just vouched for you, which means you're probably another Oni stooge. I could question you, ask what's in your head, or we could just look.
Before I could stop her, Bostwick jumped to my defense, stepping in front of the gun and raising a knife to Ilsa Zane's throat.
She's not Oni. Pharaoh's a real leader, and you should show some respect when addressing her. I vouch for her.
Little girl, next time you pull a knife on someone,
She's dead.
don't hesitate.
Ilsa
Yeah, you
moved
should have
with
absolutely
incredible
killed her.
Speed and power, knocking Bostwick halfway across the room.
Maya, we're out of time.
Stop! Ilsa, listen. There's an airstrike on its way.
Airstrike?
We all have to go now, or everyone will die.
How do you...
Everything froze. I could see the rage building in Ilsa as she cracked a smile, seemingly enjoying it all. I saw Bostwick look up at me out the corner of my eye. I knew I'd just broken her heart.
Incoming in 3, 2...
You Oni bitch.
I don't really know what happened next.
You lived.
The impact of the bomb took me off my feet. All I can remember is grabbing Bostwick, blood pouring out of her shoulder and running, cutting through the crowd, everyone going every which way. The confusion had given me a head start on Ilsa, but as I broke outside, I could hear her screaming behind us. She was coming after me.
Black box! I need a way
The
out.
hangar just ahead. They would have brought vehicles for the officers.
I got Bostwick into the hangar. She was pale and had lost a lot of blood. I tossed her on the back of an old mongoose, fired it up, and sped off. Ilsa must have had the same idea.
Maya, if you could go a bit faster, someone's firing at us.
I sped back across the crater, over the rocks, and up to the jagged ravine where I'd landed the prison transport.
Phoebe, open the bay door.
Yeah, opening
I
now.
rode the mongoose up the ramp and into the ship as Ilsa and her crew came in hot, pelting the transport with a shower of artillery.
Door, Phoebe!
On it. Ship is prepped. We're ready to go.
Go already!
As we lifted off, Ilsa was still firing at us from below. I settled Bostwick into one of the bunks and slumped down against the railing as we broke through the atmosphere. I could feel the reality of what just happened, filling my body with every breath. Forget that my cover was blown, or that Bostwick would never forgive or trust me again. At least she was alive. But Ari was dead.
Mother.
But I had to keep going. I took a deep breath and buried Ari in my mind. I set to finding any medical supplies I could to extract the shrapnel from her shoulder. The ship was mostly empty, just a vessel to keep my cover intact. But I was able to cobble together enough supplies to tend to her wounds.
Who are you?
Save your strength. You're gonna need it. As Bostwick passed out, I made my way to the front of the ship. I finally had a moment to catch my breath. I couldn't help myself as my thoughts drifted back to Ari. Then I remembered the data chip. I pulled it out of my pocket and popped it into the console. A flood of information about the seismic events. Readings, charts, data, predictions.
I don't remember this chip or where she got it or from whom, so I don't remember.
The NCA must have had teams working around the clock,
Oh, it was
gathering
duh.
anything out
I
of the
know.
ordinary.
It came from the guy that just got killed. I can't remember names for the life of me. The guy that got killed. If you've seen my Witcher playthrough, you know how bad I am with names and
We're
people.
looking for a signature, something unique Ilsa could use to predict where the next disasters would hit. The answers were all in front of me, but I didn't know how to read them. Thankfully, I knew someone who could.
Maya, we need to get your friend professional medical treatment as soon as possible. We should set course for the nearest ONI facility.
No. I've got a place. Setting course now.
Mashak? I hope she didn't actually kill Mashak. But holy shit, we have an enemy now. Alright, so she must have gotten the information that Master Chief was dead, but from that commercial, that transmission. Yeah, so anyone who's into the story at all knows Master Chief isn't dead. Yeah, there's a lot. I just wanted to go through some of these things here on the site, just because I haven't. This up here, this little countdown thing with the pulsing box. At first I thought it was a countdown based on each episode, but I don't think it is, because I think it's been at this 4th one for a while. I don't know what the importance is. Someone's probably figuring it out. Alright, so this is the crater that they were talking about in that episode. This is the big thing I wanted to point out. This, if you've seen that commercial, you know that they said Master Chief died in 2560. This is basically an apology from Sully to Osmond, apologizing for the mistake, because he actually dies October 27th, 2558, and not 2560, and basically it goes through saying how he won't have that happen again, and they've reassigned the person who did the announcement, because it was her flub. All of the scripts and stuff said 58, and the reader just flubbed it. I have more stuff. I'll be interested to see all of the ones that they put together, just to see what it is. It'll be really interesting. And actually, this clip appeared in the commercial. I'll see if I can't find a link and put a link to the commercial in the description. But holy shit, what the hell is going on? What's with this crater? I know I don't think her name's Isla, but I'm calling her Isla. Holy fuck, she's back. Alright, so until probably Thursday, 2 days from now, see you then. Thank you for watching. For more Halo, check out my Halo 3 easy speed run with commentary on the right, and for something different, you can check out my Wind Waker playthrough on the left. Save this picto, yes. I think that'll be good. Almost right. Fuck you, buddy!